How we doing, everybody? Welcome back to FPL Power 5. We kind of took about a Power 5 week break. The Queen passing, some matches postponed, things of that nature. Some work, some out-of-town work, blah, blah, blah. And we want to try and make a few little adjustments maybe on how we're doing things. But we're back, and we're getting ready here for game week 13. 13, 14, 15. No, take that back. We're getting ready for week 16, aren't we? No, take that back. We are getting ready for week 14. All right, my bad. Maybe a little bit of laziness, just not jumping back in there. Maybe due to the fact that I had a couple bummer weeks, and I had a couple good weeks too. I had a 110-point week where I actually lost in my mini league 113 to 110 because of the clean sheet maven, that is Danny Ward. But we're back. We're here for week 14, and what we want to do today is we're going to do two Power 5 groups. Contenders and Pretenders. These are going to be players not really based in any tiers or position. We're just going to go over the top 5 players that I think, that maybe people are talking about and or that are scoring right now that could be good for our teams. I think we basically have a 3-week push, right? 14, 15, and 16. Try and finish strong. That World Cup, it's going to be very interesting after the World Cup, right? I mean, we have no idea with injuries. We have no idea what's going to come up after that. So, got to finish strong, right? You got to finish strong and then see how everything looks. I just wildcarded. I'm going to use the last couple weeks. I'll probably take hits. I'm going to take a lot of flyers. You could look at some of these guys as flyers as well. But let's jump into this is the top 5 contenders or the top 5 guys that I think are kind of off the template radar. Guys that have just done well. One of those guys that won't apply to. Obviously, Almiron's going to be on this. But still, nobody had Almiron. 6 weeks ago, people weren't clamoring for Almiron. And prior to that, for the last season and a half, nobody's really been clamoring for Miggy. I like him. I like Newcastle in general. I've been on them all season. But let's just jump right in. So the top 5 contenders, we're going to stick with that Newcastle theme. I'm going to go Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson, he got his goal last week. Some people might not have liked it. Seemed a little dicey, a little fishy. Whatever happened there with Lloris. I saw nothing in that to stop that from being a goal. Like, why is that a foul? I mean, they're chest to chest going for a ball. I don't know what anybody is saying. I don't know what Lloris is thinking. I think it's a goal. I think it's good. So with Callum Wilson, he's back, right? Don't get me wrong. Maybe if he makes it to the World Cup without an injury, I don't think he's going to have a lot of World Cup involvement. I don't think he is. Maybe he comes back super rested, and then he's already on your team, so you don't have to make that transfer or whatever we're going to do with this other World Cup wild card. But he's great. Newcastle's putting W's on the board. They're 4th on the Premier League table. That's massive. Isak seems to be out till the World Cup. Why bother trying to squeeze him back in for a Premier League game? I'm assuming they're just going to let him get fit. If he can play for his national team, great. But I like the looks of Callum Wilson. We all know he can score. We know the talent is there. Newcastle's thriving right now. I like it. He's number 5. Number 4, Antony, Man United. Yes, I think this is the first Man United player of the season. I was trying to go the whole season without saying the words Man United. As a City fan, Man U. What you got away with for a decade and a half was absolute murder, dude. How you won that many Premier Leagues, I don't get it. But you did. You whipped everyone's ass for the better part of 2 decades. Good for you. But Antony, all right, let's just get it. He's been starting. He looks the part. Surely, he looks the part. There's speed, there's skill, there's tenacity. He's got flair. He seems like he's a worker. Obviously, everything with United, what Tag's doing is still unfolding. But I think he's actually doing a great job. Oddly enough, there's a really, and I mean fucking tiny small side of me that is kind of curious to watch Man United games lately. Because I want to see Antony. I want to see Antony with Sancho and Rashford. Can Bruno Fernandes do anything again? Dallo. Take those stupid red uniforms off them, and I would like to be able to enjoy watching this team more. But with Antony, a couple of his goals, they've been these beauties, these left-footed curlers. Looks like he is what he intended. In general, United, they're just still a mystery, but if I could roll the dice on Antony, I'd do it, and I'd feel okay about it. For the last couple weeks, why not? I do believe in boom or bust fashion. I don't think he's going to be like a goal, then an assist, then an assist, then a goal. I think it's going to be like 2 and 1, 2, and then nothing, 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 then maybe a goal and assist. That's just how I see it. Jumping into number 3, Darwin Nunez. Darwin's only issue is just his sporadic in and out with injuries, with red cards. Liverpool kind of being up in the air a little bit with who's healthy, who's not. At this point, Jota is down, Diaz is down, Mane is gone. We all know that. A healthy Darwin, I don't see how he doesn't start. Even if he doesn't start, I'm assuming at the 60th minute. 30 minutes for Darwin, I think that's good enough. There's other players. You definitely don't want the 5-point or the 5-minute, 1-minute cameo. But Darwin, I don't feel like he's that guy. I don't think he's coming in for the last 5 minutes just to help kill it off. I don't even care if they're up 3-1. I think he could still come on in the 60th because Klopp needs goals. Liverpool needs goals. They need a little more cohesion. He can finish. He finishes well. Yes, he's missed some sitters, but he's got goals. He's got some assists. Heck, if he didn't miss those sitters, this might not even be a conversation. He might have 2 or 3 more goals, and he's a top 5 forward right now. But he's there, not as a squad player. Mane, like we said, he's gone. This dude is here to fill the Mane void, which is clear that that's a void. I don't think anybody gave as much credence as to Sadio Mane leaving as they should. Sadio Mane is incredible. He was also a City killer. As a City fan, I have watched Mane drop the hammer on City many a time. One time even taking out Ederson, which I still think we'll debate whether that was even a red card. But I like Darwin. I think through 16, I think he's a great play, to be fully honest. I would say, honestly, other than Mo, and I think it's closer than other people would want to admit, Darwin's your guy for Liverpool. Number 2, the Bernie Harvey Barnes. Couple goals lately. Playing time, he's back up and running. Leicester seems to be back up and running, whether it's Doc up there with Madison, Tielemans, Barnes, as opposed to Vardy. I think they look good. A little bit like Antony, I think Barnes is a little bit more of an explosive guy, right? Like just bang, like couple goals, then couple games, nothing. But again, not a trickle in, a goal here, nothing the next week, then a goal, then nothing, then an assist, then an assist, and nothing. Like I feel he's in that boom or bust fashion as well. And I think it's just a matter of whether or not he goes ballistic or not. But let's be honest, I think people like him. I think he's fun to watch. I think Leicester are fun to watch. They've had a weird season to start. They're getting their asses handed to them left and right. Danny Ward was taking the brunt of the abuse because his goal was a sieve. Danny Ward now cannot be scored upon. So they got City this week, so that's not great. I do believe last year it was 6-3 at the Etihad. City won. Or maybe 4-2 or 4-3. Either way, Leicester can bang with City. Like Leicester's not scared to lose 6-4. That's what I'm saying. And in those 4 goals, Harvey could add something. I like it. I think they'll lose through the end of the game week till the World Cup. I think he's great. Number 1, I'm just doing it. I'm not as in love with it as everyone else is that's bringing him in at a rapid pace. Miggy Almiron, Newcastle are good. That's just it. I kind of feel like it's a shame that the World Cup is in December when it is. For all of the other teams, Liverpool, City, Arsenal, I don't know if it's as big of a deal, but Newcastle, if this season were to keep just trucking along, I think Newcastle finishes top 8, probably top 6, no questions asked. Hopefully with the World Cup, we'll see how everyone comes back to them. The reason I say this is because they're a lot thinner with their roster than any of those other teams, those big 6 teams, even Chelsea. So they're thin, so to speak. I just hope they can keep it together because I do like him. He's got a shot. He ain't scared to shoot. He's got a green light to shoot. So yeah, he's worth the roll of the dice. He's super cheap. Other than Pereira, probably not a better shout for the price. I like him. I'm not going. I have Bruno G, Trippier, and Pope. I'm actually considering dropping Bruno G for Schär. Yeah, I might go triple time. I might go triple penetration on that Newcastle D. So, anyways, those are our 5 contenders. Think about it. See what you want. Leave some comments. If you don't like it, don't care. I take that back. No, I do care if you like it. I don't care if you want to argue against it, I guess. But yeah, just food for thought. So get in there, make some transfers, and see what everybody thinks. We're going to be back on Oh no, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do pretenders right now too. We're gonna do top five pretenders at the same time. We're just gonna flip it over and switch gears. Number five, jumping right in. It's Granit Xhaka. It's nothing against Xhaka, not Saka. Xhaka. He's got goals in Europa. He's got goals in Premier League. He was fighting with the Arsenal fan base 2 years ago. He was out of there. I got a couple boys who are Arsenal fans. They love him right now. And I quote, best midfielder in the game. He's talking about the live game, not fantasy Premier League, obviously. Here's the only problem with him. It's not sustainable because Odegaard, Saka, Jesus, Martinelli, Saliba, Gabriel, they have guys that can score. They have other guys in your defense you're going to want for FPL. He just eats up an Arsenal spot. So he's a pretender in a sense, although his season's phenomenal. Roll the dice if you want. I don't see it. I don't see how he's a little less than Martinelli, but I don't see going him over Martinelli. Yes, he's cheaper than Saka and Jesus. One's a different position, but if you have I have Gabriel and Ramsdale and Martinelli. That's where I went defensive. So yeah, I'm going back and forth with Newcastle and Arsenal defense for the remainder. But big ups to Xhaka because he's been playing great. And yes, I just said big ups. And a code number 5 is Baily at Aston Villa. Finally, an explosion. People were all over this guy at the beginning of the season. I was not. Baily or Maxwell Cornet for West Ham. These guys are the ultimate ball ticklers. I mean, they have these flashes. We're like, good God, this guy should be starting for everybody in La Liga, in Premier League, in Bundes. No. Yep, manager bump, manager pop, manager, whatever you want to call it. Bounce. Baily is a no for me. I just don't see it. He could be one of those guys, though. Maybe when the coach leaves, all of a sudden he turns it on and he's incredible. But again, Coutinho, Ings, Watkins, Buendia, minutes. I don't know. Talent is there. It's very hard to target, but he's a no for me. And just while we're doing, I'm going to throw it in third. I'm a third number 5 because I mentioned Maxwell Cornet. Same thing. He's hurt. But same exact thing, man. Like, you just can't tell when him or Baily are just going to go out and bang in 2 absolute rockets in the span of 7 minutes. In the rest of the game, it's like they weren't even on the pitch. So he's out. Number 4, some people might not like this. They might think I'm picking on a younger player. It's Gordon for Everton. Look, love the hustle, love the passion, love the kid. Entertains the Everton crowd. God, he was playing with his hair on fire last year to make sure they stayed up. Feels like he's doing the same. He's just not for me. He's not for me. He's Captain Hustle for 90 minutes, that's for sure. Or Charlie Hustle, whatever you want to call it. 3 goals, no assists, 2 bonus in 13 matches. And he plays a fair amount. Yes, I think he had 1 suspension. But for his price, there's literally other guys around his price who have a couple more goals. Same thing. I think they're on maybe better teams. I don't know. You know what I'd say? I guess maybe if you're feeling the matchup, okay, but again, just through week 16, that's why it's a no. I don't like it now. Honestly, if I was going to roll the dice on I'm feeling it for an Everton player, I'd go that Onana dude. I don't know who Onana is, where he came from. I love his build. I love his speed for his size. Like, I think he's got something. He's stuck on Everton, so we're not going to really see it. But actually, now that I say that, I'm going to play Onana in daily. I'm going to make him a captain, I think. He's all over, and this is different than FPL scoring. So, number 3, Giancarlo Scamacca. I hate to do it. Scamacca at West Ham. First of all, I am a closet West Ham fan. Like, God, I love Bowen. I love Antonio. I love Cresswell. I love Declan Rice. I love Souček. I like Soufal. I like their team. I like their unis. I like the London thing. I love Gianluca. Gianluca, if I said Giancarlo before, I might have been thinking Stanton because you're both studs. But Gianluca Scamacca, I hate to do it, man. I want this guy to smash it. I do. We've seen some flashes, but those first four or 5 weeks when they were betting him in, okay, fine, nothing FPL-wise. He's been getting minutes consistently now, and he was getting those 20, 30-minute cameos. We're talking 2 goals, no assists, man. 5 total bonus. He needs to pick it up, man. He needs to pick it up. You know, like I said, betting him in, like you're out of the shallows, buddy. You're past the break. You need to ride the board now. And it's tough. Definitely risky, but at the same price with a Mitro, like how are you doing it yet? Need to see more. But in my opinion, Mitrovic makes the argument quite clear which side is the right side for FPL. Right now, Scamacca is not worth the risk. Number 2, a Hall of Fame ball tickler, Zaha. Wilfred Zaha, since you're not watching this, but in case there's that 0.00001% chance you get whiff of this, buddy, I'm strictly talking FPL. I'm only saying this because everything under the sun seems to set you off. You on the pitch doing what you do for Palace, amazing. FPL, buddy, you're just not. No, you're not really. It's every time you're the guy. Like as soon as you get hot, nobody's really got you. Then some people bring you in, and you go ice cold. People get off you again. Then all of a sudden, bang! Like 2 goals, and then a goal and an assist, and then nothing. Look, all I can say is tempered expectations. His price is right. His fixtures look good. He can finish. He seems to be involved with everything Palace does. But where are the hauls? What, like 3, 4 hauls? Let me double check them. Let me double check old Zaha while I've got the old FPL machine up. But I'm just saying, like, there's just something there, and I'm not the only one that says it. So I'm not trying to act like, oh, look at this hot take on Zaha. Like most content creators are probably with me on this. All right, we're talking 5 goals and 1 assist on the season, and he had a 2-goal game, right? So 1, 2, 3. So he's got returns in 5 games, goals in 4s. And in all of that, he's only got 4 bonus. So he's worth a roll of the dice. He's not for me. I understand why people might bring him in. Wilfred, I love you as a player, like for what you do with your team, but tempered expectations. I wouldn't recommend Pretender. And number 1, I've said it before, and I said it before in the week. We're in my mini league. A guy actually played him, and he got his 2-goal game. I'm talking about Raheem the Dream Sterling. I've said it before also as a Man City fan. Love Dream. Love Dream, love Dream, Dream. Dream, 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 dream. Raheem. Can't put the ball in the back of the net, Sterling. I hate Chelsea, so I don't like that he's there. Now, granted, that Chelsea Football Club in the last 18 months has been a rip-roaring shit show. Russian owners kicked out because Russian countries are fighting with Ukraine's. Get out of here. You got to sell your $1 billion team. You fucking billionaire, you. Get out of here. So they sell it to Baily. Todd Funtime Baily. I don't know. This guy knows what he's doing. Cutting coaches loose, which might have been a good move. Looks like the new coach, Potter looks good. We know Potter's a good coach, but so they're dealing with a lot. But Dream's a pretender, man. Like he cannot finish. He cannot beat anybody. I've said this 1,000 times. The only thing he's got going is cutting in top of the box, dummy kick, or like he's going to shoot, then gets another step and fires. 3 times in the last 45 games that goal has gone in. It's just not. It's his price. We'll talk about price now then. You can't do it with his price. You just can't. And let's see where his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 23. There's 22 players or so ahead of him. Even Mount on his own team's ahead of him. He's 9.8, so he's not 10, but he was 10. 9.8 is still insane. 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 total bonus points. And one of his games, like I said, the 2-goal game, actually, the only 2 people I know in my mini league that played this dude, I played both of them back-to-back. They're the only games Dreams scored in. So, and he's getting minutes 90, 90, 90, 0, 88, 28, 78. So that's it. Raheem the Dream. He's the number 1 in the back of the front of the bus for Pretenders. So that's what we got, boys and girls. Let's run them back real quick. The Contenders, number 5, Callum Wilson. 4, Antony, Man United. 3, Darwin Nunez. 4, the Burner, Harvey Barnes. Number 1 contender, Miggy Almiron. Your top Pretenders, Granit Xhaka, Leon Baily, Maxwell Cornet, all in the 5 slot. You know the story with them. Number 4, Gordon at Everton. 3, Scamacca. 2, Zaha, Pretender. 1, Sterling, Pretender. So, Bring them in at your, with dreams of 10-pointers and big hauls for the contenders. Stay away from those pretenders. It's good to be back. Hope we all have a great week 13. Let's ramp up. Great week 14. Let's ramp up, close it out, get ready for the World Cup. FPL Power 5. Thanks for watching, kids.